video looking at how recycling can be done in terms of recycling paper, glass and different metals. The way that this video really needs to be used is start off, make sure that you have a copy of the sheet to go through and fill out as or after you're watching it. You can download that from the link below. Watch the video, make sure that you pause it at key points, making sure that you're getting down as much information as possible. Make sure that you can go and describe how each of the 3 types of recycling works. And finally, before the lesson, you need to start thinking about how you could explain each type of recycling to someone else. So, the first type of recycling that we want to look at is recycling metals. Right, so the good thing about metal is that it's relatively easy to recycle and this can be recycled without altering its properties. So the most common recycled metals are aluminium and steel. Other metals, so for example silver, copper, brass and gold, can also be recycled, but they are rarely thrown away, so recycling of those needs doing less. In terms of recycling aluminium, to start off with, the aluminium is collected. Then the aluminium is sorted into different grades of aluminium. Each sorted lot is then shredded. The shredded aluminium is remelted. And finally, the molten aluminium is then poured into different casts, usually making billets, which then go on to be further processed to make new objects. In terms of recycling paper, so the recycling of paper is a process by which waste paper is turned into new paper products. It's got a number of important benefits. Primarily is that if we're recycling paper, that means that we need to go and cut down less trees, therefore helping decrease the amount of deforestation that we see. So, in terms of the process, the first thing that really happens is that the waste paper is carried up to the top of a paper milling plant on a conveyor belt. This then pours into a paper pulper where it's mixed with water quite vigorously and turned into pulp. So pulp is a mixture of ground up paper and water. The paper pulp is then sieved so any impurities are removed. So for instance, staples or paper clips or anything else that might have been mixed up with it. The removal of printing is achieved using flotation. So air is blown through the mash and the ink kind of gathers in a sludgy layer at the top of a tank. This layer of sludge can then be dredged off so is removed. So the paper mash that's left over is then ground down into finer fibres so that it can go and make new paper more easily. This mash is then put onto a bed where it's flattened and dried. And finally, the flattened paper is sent through a series of paper rollers and finishing processes before becoming finished paper. So the final type of resource that we want to look at that we recycle is glass. So we use lots and lots of glass gets thrown away, etc. So to start off with, before really it even gets to the process of recycling it, the glass can go, and we make sure that we clean it, strip off any labels. If it's had food products in it, make sure that they're washed out. That glass is then crushed and is carried on a conveyor belt to a glass sorting mill. Right, in the glass sorting mill, different sensors are used to go and sort the glass into different colours. An individual colour is then sent to a glass grinding mill, so this grinds it up into finer powder, which then enters a glass furnace. In the glass furnace, it's heated to over 1500 degrees so the glass melts. This molten glass is then sent to a finishing mill where the glass is moulded into new materials such as glass bottles. If there's been anything in this video that you're unsure about, go back, re-watch it, and make sure that you're filling out that page of notes in as much detail as possible.